Hello. Let me tell you about our 3-year bachelor program in International Business and Politics. International Business and Politics gives you a general understanding of business administration and insight into political and economic factors. You learn about how economic and political forces shape a globalizing world and how companies adjust their business strategies to meet political challenges. But what does that actually mean? Well, consider a large company that operates internationally on many markets. It needs to make solid business decisions about fundamental things like products, markets, finances, and how it organizes its activities. But it also needs to have a deep understanding of the political and economic forces that can affect the fundamental conditions for doing business. It needs to be able to analyze and predict changes in international and global conditions in order to adapt and develop its activities and strategies. This, for example, could be changes in economic conditions such as a recession or an economic boom. It could be changes in how international organizations such as the EU regulate markets and industries. It could be international conflicts or trade wars. A company may offer great products, be well organized, and have its finances in order. But if it fails to predict risks, identify new opportunities, and understand how markets change, it could still find itself in deep trouble. Are new markets, for example, opening up due to political and economic shifts? Or are existing markets becoming more difficult to operate in due to worsening economic conditions or increased political regulation that impacts negatively on foreign companies? Are there shifts in the demands and expectations that companies have to live up to due to changes in the political agendas concerning climate or environmental matters? Are relations between the major economic players, such as the US, China, Japan, and the EU, worsening or improving? And how do these changes affect individual markets as well as globalization as a whole? Are countries and regions becoming more or less stable? Are physical or financial resources becoming more or less difficult to access? Now, these are just a few examples of the complex issues that international companies have to analyze and adapt to, and which are at the core of the International Business and Politics program. It's not about business and economics and politics seen separately. Rather, it's about understanding how they impact each other. In short, IBP is about understanding and analyzing business complexity. What then are the topics you will work with on international business and politics? Well, you'll receive a general introduction to business administration. You will learn about topics such as accounting, finance, and organization to give you an understanding of how companies are operated and managed. On top of the business courses, you will learn about topics like economic theory, international economics, economic development, regulation, and globalization to give you an understanding of the global economic context that businesses operate in and the ever-changing conditions to which they must adapt and renew their strategies. Now, in the courses that focus on political science, you will learn about topics such as political concepts and processes, international institutions, and the relations and the political impact on regulation and globalization. The politics topics are closely linked to the economics part of the program. Indeed, you will have many courses that include elements from both, and also often elements from the business part. The interplay between business, economics, and politics is very much the focus of the program, so that you develop an understanding of how the three impact each other and society and shape the conditions for doing business in a complex and globalized world where tomorrow is always going to be different from today. In addition, you will learn about research methods, That gives you an understanding of how to use, create, and evaluate knowledge in order to make business decisions based on actual knowledge rather than just guesswork. Now, the method courses are an important part of the program because they give you the analytical tools and the foundation for working with and combining the topics you have learned about in all the other courses. This could, for example, be in analyzing economic data or shifts in political regulation that could affect a company's strategic options. On the fifth of the 6 semesters, you study elective courses which you choose yourself. The 5th semester is also where you have the opportunity to go on exchange and study abroad at one of the 300 or so CBS partner universities. Most IBP students choose to go on exchange, but you also have the choice of staying in Copenhagen and doing your electives at CBS. Now you know something about the aim of the International Business and Politics program, what you'll be working with and why. But what will the program demand of you, and what might it be a good idea to consider before you apply? I'll tell you all about that in the second video.